In today's video, I'll be showing you how I made this adorable little puffy book sleeve, and at least I think it's super adorable, has a little bow on top. I love all things puffy, and I hope you love it as much as I do. So if you want to see how I made this so you can make one too, just keep on watching.
First things first, and you want to choose the materials you want to work with. I'm making this fruit themed, so I have some, they don't look like they go together that well by colors and everything, but I do think they're all adorable and they end up looking great together. But I'm making 18 squares that are 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, 6 squares of each design. And then also I'm going to cut 18 squares of backing, 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, just whatever. I just cut some beige cheap fabric that I'm using for the back of the squares. As I mentioned, 18 of those and 6 of each of the other ones. And then the backing, you lay it out and you lay your pretty design squares on top of the backing. And I was trying to figure out how I want to do it, if I want to do it hodgepodge or if I just wanted to do it in a certain pattern like lines, as you'll see right here. And but that's besides the point. I just laid those out on top of each other, and then you will sew 3 of the edges on like together, the backing and the top of the square. You'll sew on the top of the square 3 edges, leaving 1 opening. In the end, I decided to go with just lines, and you can make all these squares be the same thing. You don't have to have 3 different patterns. You can do all different patterns. So like if you have little scraps, this would be perfect for scraps or anything like that. But you'll sew the lines together by sewing the edges of each, like the 3 little squares, and you'll do that for each line with the 3 little squares. And then you're going to get your stuffing and you're going to stuff all the little squares. Not too much, not too little, just however stuffed you want it to be. I did like about a medium amount. It wasn't a lot of stuffing that I did have to use, but I stuffed all those and then I connected the lines to each other. So 3 lines together and 3 lines together. You'll see me do that. As you see, I sewed them closed, and then when sewing them together, I did want to make sure that the seams line up so it all looks nice and neat at the end. So I put little clips right at the seams and making sure they line up whenever I'm sewing. You didn't have to close them like the second one up first, you could have just sewn it together, but I find it a little easier to close them up and like sew them shut and then sew over it one more time. Now I have both of my 3x3 squares, and for a normal size book sleeve you need it to be a little bit larger than 9 inches by 9 inches. So I need to figure out if I want to add more squares or do something else to add on some length to this. I'm good with the height of it, but the length of it is what needs to be added on. And so I'm thinking I'm just gonna do strips on each edge, and I think it'll look super cute. I decided to go with a different fabric, and this fabric has little apples on it, so still fruit themed. And I cut a 2-inch strip by 9 inches, or it might have been 9.5. I cut 9.5 inches, but it doesn't need to be 9.5. It was because I ended up cutting some off later, but it was 2 inches by 9 inches. And I cut 4 of those and then 4 of the backing pieces, sewed together the same way I did the squares. I sewed the backing and the front together, sewing on the top, and then I attached it to the other squares. I think it looks super cute with the little lines on the side. But after I have those attached, before stuffing them, I'm going to sew the 2 pieces together. And I'm just clipping them again wherever there's little seams that line up. I'm making sure that I have a clip there to make sure that they are lining up. And then I'm gonna sew the 3 edges, leaving an open top. And this is done pretty side to pretty side. And yeah, so I'll sew the side, the bottom, and the side together to close up to make my pouch, my book sleeve. After I made the book sleeve pretty side, I do need to cut out the inside, so like the lining, and I'm choosing to go with another fruity fabric to stay on theme. And I measured my book sleeve out, and I just cut the lining a little bit shorter than the book sleeve because it's going to be going inside and I don't want too much extra fabric in there. So it ended up being 8.5 inches by 11 inches. And then I stuffed the little strips that I attached I just stuffed them before attaching the lining. And for the lining, you'll lay it pretty side to pretty side, and you'll sew together the side, the bottom, and the side, but in the bottom you'll leave a gap to turn the project right side out. And then for the little strips that you tie up to close the pouch at the top, I went with this strawberry fabric that I already have, and I cut out 3.5 inches line by about 18 inches, and then I drew little lines on the diagonal edge, making sure I measured them out to make sure that they were the same diagonal edge. And then I sewed the edge and that diagonal line together, leaving the top open so we can turn it right side out. And then I ironed them down after turning them right side out and attached them to my pouch. After the straps were attached, it's time to attach the lining. And usually I do the lining on top of the pouch, but this time I'm putting the lining inside of the pouch because the inside is so much smaller than the outside. And if you did put the lining on top right now, it would be way too much fabric when you turn it right side out. And so that's why I'm doing it this way. You still put it pretty side to pretty side, and then you just do a top stitch all around. I said top stitch, but straight stitch, whatever you want to call it. You're just sewing it all around, not meaning top stitch on the outside, because whenever I do make the puffy stuff, I don't top stitch it on the outside because I feel like that kind of ruins the effect of it, but you can definitely do a top stitch on the outside. But then that little gap that we had left, mine was too little, so I had to cut it open a little bit more, and that's okay. I always end up leaving gaps that are too small, but you want it to be either like cut this, you want your gap bigger so it doesn't rip your fabric basically. So it's okay if it's a little bit bigger, or if it's too small and you cut the seams to make it a little bit bigger, and then you just turn it right side out through that gap. Once you turn it out right side out, you are satisfied with the way it looks. Make sure you do close up that gap with just a straight stitch that is left in the lining, so you don't just have an empty hole there. And then cut off any threads that you see hanging around and tie up your bow, and you're done. As I mentioned, personally think this looks super adorable, and I hope you do as well. And I did just want to say a big thank you for taking the time to watch this video and choosing to learn with me. That means so much to me. And if you did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it if you considered liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, hyping the video, and all that good stuff that helps me out. I really do appreciate that. And I really do hope that this video was helpful for you and you were able to learn something, maybe something new, maybe a reminder of something of when you're sewing. And I hope you do think that this is adorable as I think it is. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day today and every day. And see you again next time for my next tutorial. Bye bye.